Excuse me, if that young robot needs repairs, I suggest you take him to the next city.
Okay, here's a look at Transformers Age of the Primes, the 13 Alpha Trion. So here you can see what the front of the box looks like with the nice artwork of Alpha Trion and his alt mode. And this is a 22-step transformation that's for ages 8 and up. And the back of the box, you can see your typical product images, and there's a lot of cool things in here that we'll go over such as this when we open it up. And the side of the box, you get that cool, I forgot what it's called, where you put all the pieces together to get that image, which is really cool, of the 13 primes. And the other side, you get a nice artwork here of Alpha Trion. And then the top of the box, the 13 Alpha Trion, and the bottom, warning words and stuff. So that is a look at the box. So now let's open this up and do an unboxing and first impressions. And here is a look at everything out of the box. So now let's go over this together. So first, the instructions that I always like to go over. And this, oh man, this is one of those bigger open up sheets. At least it doesn't open the down way. But yeah, you could see this looks like it's a little more involved, and this looks like it's one of those that I'm gonna have a little trouble figuring out how to transform, only because I'm not familiar with the what the alt mode is, like this thing, whatever you call that. So yeah, we'll figure this out. But one of the reasons why I opened it up is just to take a look at the features, some of the stuff it comes with. And specifically, I'm looking for those two small little circular things, these things. Oh, and it shows you right here, they go on to the sides of the shoulders. So now we could take care of that. So let's grab these little two things. First of all, this needs some adjustments out of the box, just like Fan's toys, because he has trouble standing, because you need to bring out his heels. So bring him out all the way, and then let's see, put him straight. He should have ankle rockers or ankle tilts, yeah, so we can get him in a nice A stance. And then these, it shows you that you just simply attach these in here. Does it go in all the way? Yeah, I pushed it in all the way as far as it can go. And then do the same on the other side. And yeah, looks like that's it. And then these are his accessories. So I'm not sure. This is where I should have referred to the instructions. Yeah, so it looks like this is some kind of shield or a parts forming piece. Or is this like his a small cape or something? Yeah, yeah, I'll figure that out later. And then we get his pin and this cool book thing. This is what I thought was really cool, so I want to just take a quick look at this. And let's see, which one is I assume this, which is the I think this has to be the front page, and then this has to be the back with the peg. So let's open this up, and it looks like you get 2 pages in here that opens up. Is it easy to open? Just stick your finger in that parting line. So here, let's see if you could see the stuff in here. There's that. And then the inside, it looks like it's painted Cybertronian text. And then the other side, it's kind of blank in there. And then there is a little paint here, some kind of globe or something. So yeah, this is really cool. So now let's just take a quick look at the figure. So let's zoom in and take a closer look at the head. This is really a cool looking Alpha Trion, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. Look at all the nicely sculpted detail here. Always have to give props to the sculptors for the nice work that they do. The shoulders, I really like the nice purple color and the silver and the red and the little details here. His belt and his forearms coming down. Look at his thighs, all the nicely sculpted detail there. Even the knees are nicely sculpted with all this extra detail, including his feet and his toe. Yeah, this is really done well. So yeah, I'm doing all of this just to appreciate all the nice work that was put into sculpting this figure. Really nice. And then in terms of articulation, let's see his head. It goes up on this joint here, yeah, up and down. You can get he could look down a lot. He can look up a lot. His head can rotate side to side. No, it's not on a ball joint, so you can't go all around. And then his shoulders, you could see, go out to the side. They can go forward and back. And he does have a bicep swivel. He does have a elbow joint. Is that just a tiny bit more than 90 degrees? He does have a little bit of the wrist rotation, but no wrist rotation going in, no rotation going around. And his hands do open up, which makes sense to hold the book. And then you spread his arms out. He does have a waist rotation. Does he? Ooh, really nice. He does have a ab crunch. And then his legs can go forward and back. They can go out to the side. He does have thigh rotation. He does have a really nice knee bend. Tolerance on this figure feels really good. And then he does have ankle tilt. And you get a little toe tilt down, but no toe tilt up. So this has a good amount of articulation for a mainline retail figure. So now what else can we do here? Just take a look at the figure all around. I'm gonna now familiarize myself with this figure, and then we will be right back.
Where'd this dingoid come from? A toy store?
4 to 6 weeks later.
Okay, I'm back to complete my review for the Age of the Primes Alpha Trion. It's really hard to keep up with all the reviews when I'm so busy and I'm kind of losing interest in making reviews. But yeah, here I'm back with Alpha Trion. So now first let's compare this with the animation model and see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. I'd say for the most part they captured a lot of things, but you know, obvious things like his feet are silver when they should be red, and then he's missing his cape, which, you know, I'll go over with these accessories now that I got to familiarize myself with these. But here, as far as the cape goes, they did give you a storage, and here I'm just pointing things out. They give you the storage upside down. So here you could see there's a little tab on his butt flap, and then this tab's in here, and then you could see the cutout here is for this blue piece to have space, and then there's the storage here for his cape. I don't like the look of that because it should be like the other way around to look more like a cape. So this is kind of like my customized transformation. So here, first I'm gonna open these up a little bit because this blue piece, you don't have the space for it. So here, well, let's just open it up all the way. And then here, use that same tab to tab that. Do it this way, tab it in. And then now you could see, and then we can close it up a little bit. And now you could see, he looks like he actually has a cape. And then those hinges, you can open it up a little bit more. So yeah, you can pose the cape. So yeah, that's my customized version for the cape. But yeah, as far as this goes, this has multi-functions. This is technically a parts forming piece for the alt mode, but it functions also as a shield. You could see there's a tab, a slot, a tab, a slot. And this doesn't really make sense to me because Alpha Trion wasn't really kind of like a warrior, or at least the new Transformers 1 he was, but yeah. So I guess it's kind of like a nice thought of trying to make more things out of an accessory. And the other accessories they gave, I think I went over these, but here I just want to do this just to show how they try to design it so that you can make it look like he's actually using the book. So you have to use all of this, and then here I'm doing all this to document all this also. You could see this doesn't tab in the hand, and this is kind of like how it needs to be held in place. You could see that cylindrical piece, it's supposed to fit underneath like so, and then you're basically, it holds in by just wrapping the fingers around. And then once you get all of this positioned this way, then you can make it look like he's actually using it to write something. But it's a nice thought. It just I think if they really wanted to, I think they could have done something a little bit better with it. But yeah, here you could take these off, and if you wanted to store these in robot mode. So first, here we need to assemble this back. Yeah, you need to keep rotating those things on those double hinges the way they told you to put it on, which is, it looks like it's upside down. And then there is a storage here. You could see there's a slot on both sides, and then you just tab that into the tab on this cape or wing or whatever you want to call it. And it's a little hard getting this to go in. I don't have sausage fingers, but it's because it's kind of small. It requires some fine manual dexterity to be able to just do the simple thing as tabbing this in. And then you have the storage there, and then his little booklet thing, there is a storage up here. So I'm doing all that just to show you and document that those accessories, you do have storage for them. So yeah, and then I already went over the articulation and stuff, but I'll just point out, this feels like a very solid figure, even though it's not really tune accurate with the shape and the color here. For the most part, it is. And then one of the coolest the other cool feature here is here, the Autobot symbol on his chest. You could remove this, the Coda remote from the episode. And this doesn't really, he can't hold it, but you can use the tab here, and then you can kind of have him holding it this way. So yeah, I mean, this figure has a lot of cool features to go with it. So yeah, that's pretty much all the accessories and features that this comes with. It's really cool. So now for some comparisons, let's bring out their previous version, this one was that 2-pack with Orion packs. And here you could see he has red feet. But yeah, I don't need to go over pointing out every single thing. You could see the difference between the two. Yeah, I know one of my favorite YouTubers was sharing his opinion that, you know, he kind of likes this version. Yeah, you know, when it comes to things like this, I'm really indifferent. You know, I just try to look at all the positives from each side, and that way I can actually appreciate both. Because yeah, in my opinion, I think both of these look nice. It's just when when you're looking at, you know, things like this, what it transforms into, it's basically a repaint, retool of their Scourge or Sweep figure. And this one was clearly designed to be its own figure. So yeah, there's a difference there. But the major difference, this is the younger version and this is the older version with the mustache and that goatee. So yeah, like I said, there's some cool things about both, and so I actually like both. But now for another comparison that I wanted to share and show you is this was I forgot, this was a line that I think that stopped. I kept the box because I think this is really cool. But here I'll show you. This is the X-Goken. No, I forgot what it was called, but here I'll just show you so you could see the box. I'm trying to find and remember the name. But yeah, this comes with a lot of cool things. And this one is definitely more tune accurate. I mean, you can get the younger version of Alpha Trion here with this one, and the older version. That's definitely more tune accurate. But yeah, yeah, that's a look at the box. But here, this is this Alpha Trion I really like. But I'll tell you this looks too good to fit in with your mainline retail figures, because you could see, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's almost like a masterpiece. But anyways, I just thought I'd bring that out just to show you some comparisons. And just because, yeah, I wanted to also bring out the Vector Sigma with the key that came with this set. So this was actually kind of cool. So I'm just bringing out stuff that I think looks nice with this figure. So yeah, there's some comparisons with the other Alpha Trion. And then to take up more of your time, because I actually took the time to bring them all out, here's the Dramatic Capture series, not the Studio series. Because yeah, I saw the other reviewer brought out the Studio series Optimus Prime, pointed out, yeah, he is too big. But this one, you could see, does scale a little bit better. So if you want, you can kind of capture that scene from the cartoon when they came out. And also, like in that episode before this, there was Alpha Orion packs. So here I'm just bringing out just all the stuff I brought out just to share, and so you could see what this looks like. You know, all this from that episode, and then his friend Dion as well, who got blasted away. But yeah, here, I don't know if this helps in any way, but yeah, you could just see, you know, what all of these look like together. And then of course we can't have Orion Pax without his girlfriend Ariel. So here, let's move these guys further back to see if we can get a nice group shot going here. And like I said, it was Optimus Prime, but before Optimus Prime, it was the aerial bots that were trying to save Optimus Prime. So I'm doing all of this to take up your time just to show you, but I also kind of wanted to document all of this just to see how all these look next to each other. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bring out all of the aerial bots, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about, that episode where they all came out together to try to rescue Orion Pax after Megatron blasted him. Yeah, so yeah, okay, I think this is probably the best that I can do here to get all these guys in a nice group shot. So here you could see, let's get Firefight back there so you could see what all these guys look like. This is a nice figure to add with this collection. And like I said, after Ariel got blasted and Orion Pax got blasted with his buddy Dion, then the aerial bots came in to bring Orion Pax to Alpha Trion to see if he could fix them. And then, yeah, so here I'm trying to replicate that scene from the cartoon. You may not recognize him. He is no... I forgot what it was, but yeah, he is now our new leader, Optimus Prime. So yeah, here's some comparisons that I wanted to show you. So now, after all of that, let's get these guys out of the way. So now we can transform Alpha Trion to his alt mode and take a look at that. Okay, to transform Alpha Trion from robot mode to his alt mode, first you want to straighten out his arms and then lift them up to the sides, and then come to his hand, make sure those fingers are folded in so that you could fold in the fists on both sides. And then you want to come to the shoulders and you want to rotate these down 90 degrees so these gray pieces are facing forward, like so. And then you want to come to his head, push that back, come to his back, and then we want to lift up his back piece and then also lift up this canopy piece to have this open space here where you can now untab this blue piece, push it through up all the way over his head, like so. And then we want to come to back to the front, to the bottom of his feet, his heels. You want to untab that, fold those in on both sides, and then you want to rotate his legs out at the thighs on both sides. And then his feet, you want to pull these down so they're pointing forward, and then you want to tab both these two leg pieces in together and make sure you get them tabbed in all the way. And then his kneecaps here, they're a little hard to pull out, so here I'm pushing down here and pushing up here, and you could see that kind of unlocks it, and then it does make it a little easier to pull this knee piece out. So push down here, push up in here, and then they'll untab that, and then you could bring this piece out like so. And then you want to carefully rotate his hips around 180, and that's because of this parts forming shield piece thing here. And then now we can flip this over to the top side, and then his ab crunch, now you can rotate that over and then come back here to this front piece, and then you want to pull down these two side pieces, and then you're going to rotate these forward 180, and then we're going to bring this down, tab it in, but here you could see there's the two slots, there's the two tabs up there. You just need to make sure you get this properly aligned so that those tabs will go down and in, and you have to make sure you get them tabbed in. And once you get it tabbed in, then you can close this canopy piece down. And then these arms, now we're going to bring them in, but you could see there's a tab that's going to go into the slot, and then this gray post here is going to go into that little cutout. So you need to get this rotated in, carefully aligned, so you get that tab to go in, and do the same on the other side. Make sure that this tab is going to go into that slot, and also this gray post here goes into that cutout. And then once you get it tabbed in, give it a good squeeze. And then I cheated here a little bit. I separated these two pieces. Then you can come to this parts forming piece. You open these up, and then you could see there's a slot for the tab up there. Get that lined up and tabbed in carefully so you don't untab this piece, and come to the other side and do the same thing. Get this tab to go in. And here I'm going to point out that once you get it in, it's not really straight. It's a little bit drooping down at an angle. And then we have Alpha Trion in his alt mode. But then we have these accessories for storage. So here his little booklet. This piece can tab in. You can't see it, but there's a little tab there for the little slot there. And so you just get that lined up, and let's do it so this post is in here, and that will tab in. And then his little pin quill. You can take this, and you can see there's the little slot on both sides. It's for the tab here, and you just get that tabbed in. It's a little hard getting in because it's a small. Get it tabbed in, and then now we have the storage for these two accessories. And now we have Alpha Trion in his alt mode. And now we can take a closer look. There's no animation model to compare this to, so you just have to look at how nicely sculpted it is. It's like a futuristic space vehicle thing. So when you look at it from that point of view, I think it's nice. It has some nice purple and pink and blue and transparent red colors. So this does look like a nice figure. There are no wheels or anything, so it doesn't roll. This is pretty much it. It's just a spaceship that you can fly around. I mean, it's cool for what it is. And now for some comparisons. Here is the previous version. This, I don't know, was that 2-pack with the Orion packs, which is a repaint, retool of the Studio Series Scourge or Sweep. So here's just a look at the difference between the two. Not really much to say other than it is what it is. So yeah, just thought I'd bring that. And then just for some last comparisons, since this is going to go with this collection. So here you can bring out the Orion packs and his buddy Dion and Ariel. So here you can let's see, get a group shot of all of these together so you could see what this looks like. Let's put Ariel here, Orion packs there, and then I guess, yeah, we could bring out this other Alpha Trion. So yeah, now you could see what all these look like. So yeah, it's a nice figure. So yeah, I'll just end my review here and just tell you, yeah, it's a nice figure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna nitpick things. I mean, there's just missing little gray paints on his bicep and on, you know, his waist to be more tune accurate. But overall, you know, you saw the transformations, pretty simple and easy. It is put together very well. Good amount of articulation, nicely sculpted, nicely painted. So yeah, this is a nice figure. So that's my review for the Age of the Primes Alpha Trion.
Blur, it just hit me. A3, A for Alpha, 3 for Trion. You don't think...
What? That was the guy who created Optimus Prime? He was the father of the Autobots? You gotta be kidding.